Hello, lovely witches. This is Dawn from Aurora Dawn. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. This is part 5 of a series of videos that I've been making just to give you something to help you process and come to terms with emotions and nurturing your own emotional needs so you can feel less stressed. I feel it's important that that I share this information because it has made a huge difference in my life. We are going through this pandemic, and it is important for all of us to keep our heads together. It's easy to get freaked out. I had a couple meltdowns. I will be honest and let you know that. I was at work, and this was a couple weeks ago. I've been working from home since, but I was at work, and it was before they told us we could work from home. And I was listening to the news and watching the news like hours per day, and it stressed me out. It got to the point where I broke down. I started crying. I was at work, and I decided, you know what? I don't need this. Neither do you. So I cut back the news to just, 1 hour a day, in the evening when I'm at home. And just listen to music. And it made a big, big difference. And I urge you to do the same thing. If you're listening to the news a lot and you're freaking out about, whether you're going to run out of toilet paper or cleaning supplies or something, please, please, please just take a little rest from it. A little fast, a news fast, and back away and listen to music and do things that make you feel good, and it'll make a big difference. It'll help and go a long ways. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, so right now we are still in class 2. There's a lot of information, and I'm breaking it down into little videos about 15-20 minutes long. And the video before this, I talked about how to process your emotions, and I taught you the exercise. If you want the feelings chart, I will send that to you in a PDF. Just send me an email at auroramagic@gmail.com. Just like Aurora Borealis, AURORA. Magic with a K @gmail.com. Okay, and I will send that to you. I don't have email lists, so I'm not going to mark it to you and send you promotional whatever. It's too much. I can't do all that. So anyway, send that an email to me, and I will send that chart to you with the definitions at the bottom. Very, very key to have those definitions so you can have a clear understanding of what emotions you are actually experiencing, and then you can process them. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about emotions and how important they are and why we get sucked into emotional drama and get off kilter. The problem is when we block the emotion, we're not learning the message, we're not receiving the message from the emotion, and therefore it turns into something else. And I know most of you understand that if you stuff your emotions, it's going to explode one way or another. So if we learn how to process our emotions, we can avoid the explosions. All right, so if you process your emotions and understand what their message is, it's like a language, then you can be more productive with them, and they will not interfere with your intellectual processes and analytical understanding, logical, whatever. They will enhance your ability to understand intuitively what is happening and better trust your intuition. I know I have had issues. I'm getting better, but issues with being able to trust my intuition because I'm very analytical and very logical, and I question everything. Why are you saying that? Where is this coming from? Why is this happening? And I question everything, and I want to understand it logically. But emotions are not logical. So, and I understand that it's energy, it's a vibration, but it has a message. And when you get that message and learn from it, you're great. You'll do much, much better. You won't get swallowed up. Okay, so I have my notes here. This is from the actual course manual. This is in the Power of Your Emotions chapter. And I want to talk about validating your feelings here for a minute. And what we learn from shamanism is that when we are children and we have a traumatic experience, our soul fractures. And that, whatever age we were at that time, the soul fractures off is still that age and is still traumatized. And what happens is we create a belief to protect ourselves from that traumatic experience happening again. And it shows up in many different ways, and most of the times it's neurotic, it's misunderstood, it's it's twisted, changed a little bit, spun, if you will, like the media spins things today. And so we have an illogical or misunderstood reason for the trauma. So we are protecting ourselves a lot of times from things that aren't even there. We have beliefs that aren't even lined up with who we are today. They don't serve us anymore. They served us as a child, but they don't serve us as an adult. Okay, so think about you as a 3-year-old, say. Say your parents fought a lot and your father was abusive, and you learned that women are to be abused. So you may absorb this information as, I'm a woman and therefore I need to be abused. Or if you're a boy, then women need to be abused. Okay? And this is, it's erroneous information. It's not true. And so, but it's there, that information is there. So when you're in a situation, in a relationship, you have this belief about yourself that I need to be abused or that I need to abuse. And so that's that little child inside that fractured off, that part of your soul that fractured off. And a big step toward reuniting that soul fragment back to you so you can be more whole. One step is to process your emotions, because that little child is scared and that little child acts out. Even the one who believes that others need to be abused, they are doing that out of fear. They're protecting themselves from something. They need to be in control, and what they learned at, say, the little boy or even the little girl who saw dad abuse mom. Other people need to be abused in order to stay safe. That's the basis of all of our beliefs, are based on keeping us safe. So we grow up and think we need to abuse others in order to keep ourselves safe. Yeah, it sounds really crazy, but think of yourself as a 3-year-old. How well does a 3-year-old understand what's going on around them? Okay, so the first step is processing your emotions, because when you are emotionally upset, it doesn't feel safe, right? That's why you're upset, because you're not in your safe place. You're not in spirit. You don't feel good. Okay. So on our path to bringing those soul fragments back, we learn to process our emotions. But another thing that I'm going to teach you right now is called validating your feelings. This is huge, 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 huge. We are taught so much about sacrifice and being unselfish, and if you try and do anything for yourself, well, you're just being selfish. Well, think about the starving kids in Africa, and think about all those people, who are sleeping on the street and whatnot, and you start sacrificing more and more of yourself. There's a lot that is taught, and hear me out, because I'm sure some of you are freaking out, like, oh my God, what do we can't be teaching everybody to be selfish. That's not good. I'm not doing that. Hear me out though. Okay, so when, say for instance, you go on an airplane, they talk about the oxygen mask, and you're supposed to put the oxygen mask on yourself first and then help the person next to you or the child next to you. Even a child, put the oxygen mask on yourself first, because if you're I can't breathe, and you're trying to help somebody else first, you're not doing a very good job. So you're not helping anybody by being selfish and by being unselfish and sacrificing yourself and sacrificing your needs. Now, we're taught Eastern philosophy. My childhood, if you've seen my other videos, I spent a lot of time in temples, ashrams, yoga ashrams, not Hindu, which is a little bit different. Hindus get into the gods, and you have to feed, offering food to the gods and flowers and have these altars and stuff. We didn't do any of that. That was not taught. The gods, the deities. But what I was taught was that you have to become a servant to other people. And people, their ego thinks, oh, I got to sacrifice. So I want a nice house. I want a good car. But I'm not supposed to have all those things if I'm going to be a servant. Get it? I have to impoverish myself in order to be a servant, in order for other people can have what they need, want, and desire. And basically the message that you're giving to the universe is there's not enough to go around. So I'm going to sacrifice what I have in order for somebody else to have what they need, want, and desire. So I hope you understand that. I'm not saying get what you need, want, and desire at the expense of other people. That is my definition of selfish. When you step on other people, you lie about them, you make up stories in order to hurt them and make them look less attractive to maybe your boss so that you can get the promotion which you need, want, and desire, right? I'm not saying that's okay. I'm not saying that everybody's an individual, so you're going to have to decide for yourself what is okay and what is not okay. So I feel personally sacrificing myself in order for somebody else to have what they need, want, and desire is not always okay. And there are times when, and even in the Bible, we're taught if you have two coats and you see somebody who is cold and needs a coat, you give them one of your coats. I like that. That's cool. You have two coats. You have a person here in your life that doesn't have a coat at all. Yeah, give it up. But don't give up all of your coats. See, makes sense, I hope. So I'm not talking about stepping on other people, getting what you need, want, and desire at the expense of other people. And of course, every situation is different. You have to go inside and look at your intuition and get guidance that way, or from your spirit guides, or from, if you have tarot cards or pendulums or whatever you use for divination, use those things to get a clear guidance. All right, so let's get back to validating your feelings. Your emotions are very, very important, and you feel your emotions. Your emotions is basically energy patterns, energy vibration, and you experience them, you feel them. When you are in the present moment, you feel good. And that's where you want to be as much as possible. So when you feel upset, you pull out the feelings chart and you say, okay, what's going on here? What emotions am I actually experiencing right now? And you do how intense is each one, and then you do the breathing, and then you go back through it, and you get those numbers down so you can get back to feeling good. When you feel good, you are in spirit. When you don't feel good, you are in ego. You are in fear. Okay? Let's see. Normal. What you are feeling right now, even if it's anxiety, even if it's, depression or whatever it is normal. Anybody else in your shoes having your experiences would feel the same way. That is huge. You are not on an island. You are experiencing what many, many others just like you are experiencing. It is normal. And that is so huge, because sometimes we feel isolated, like I'm nobody cares, nobody understands. And I'm here by myself. No, it's normal. Lots and lots and lots and lots of people feel the same way. Okay, next is natural. Okay, so this is natural to feel this emotional pain. Okay, so I can read this right there. So notice in your body when you are experiencing an emotion. Okay, so if you feel angry, where in your body does it turn up? Where does it happen, express itself inside your body? It could be a headache, could be shoulders scrunching up, could be stomach tightening up, whatever. A lot of people hold anger in their hips. So just experience what it is and understand that it is natural. So normal. Natural. Yes. Sorry, I got lost. Many people suffer indigestion, heart problems, headaches, back problems, and so on because their emotions are creating sensations that need to be processed. So the better you get at processing your emotions, the better your body is going to feel, because a lot of times emotions, the energy of emotions get trapped in the body, and they can do a number on your physical body and create a lot of problems. Okay. Lastly is your uncomfortable emotions are necessary. When I first heard that, I went, what? Why is this painful experience? Why is this necessary? Why is this feeling this angst, this stress, this which are, symptoms of emotions? Why? Okay, so like if I feel a lot of my emotional upsets are about worry and frustration. So why is that necessary to feel that, that stuff, the stuff there? But the emotions there are trying to tell you something, that you are not on your path, right? So anyway, if you were to stub your toe and break your toe, but didn't feel anything, would you ever go to the doctor? Probably not. Probably not. You don't feel anything. It doesn't feel bad. So why go to the doctor, right? So after a while, gangrene starts to set in, and, your toe gets infected. So it's necessary for us to feel our emotions, because it's a sign that something's not right. And it's time to process that energy and then get clear, so you can be objective, and then you can dive into, where is this coming from? Why am I experiencing these emotions? What triggered it? What is being triggered? What belief is being triggered? And that's truly very important, because once you can identify the toxic belief that is being triggered, then you can bring light and understanding to the situation. Remember what I told you about the 3-year-old who saw mom and dad fight, and dad was abusing mom, and you learn things. So then as an adult, you go, oh, hey, I know what this is. This is from when I was a kid. I learned that I have to abuse people to be safe, or I have to be abused because that's normal. And so I have to be abused to be safe. So my ego is trying to get me to believe that this is true, and it's not true. And boop, you've unplugged that toxic belief. You've unplugged all of the energy from that toxic belief. And that is magical, people. That is magical. That is called what I call shadow magic. It's so awesome. And it has made such a huge difference in so many people's lives that come through this course and learn how to process this stuff. There's so much stuff. So if you validate your feelings, yes, I'm feeling this. It is normal. It is natural to feel it in my body. And it is necessary, because otherwise I'd never fix anything. I want to show you something. I've been doing this lately. One of the things that helps me relieve stress is I've been getting into like mixed media kind of art. And I'm learning perfect imperfection. So, and being okay with something not being perfect, not being level, not being balanced. Okay, so I'm gonna turn my camera around. I'm gonna turn my camera around. Okay, there we go. So I got this off the internet. I had to make you uncomfortable or you'd never move. And that was so huge. So I reproduced it. I painted this and then I put the wording in there. And what's cool about this is that if I don't feel uncomfortable, I'm just going to keep going. If I break my toe and I don't feel anything, I'm not going to go to the doctor. By the way, I made this from, I think it was Lara Bar box, and I cut it out, and it's very cool. So I've just been doing some doodling and some artwork and stuff like that, and it helps relieve the stress. But that saying is so very true, that if I broke my toe and I didn't feel it, I wouldn't go to the doctor. If I didn't see anything wrong, I didn't feel anything wrong, why should I go to the doctor? Everything's fine. So emotions are very important to alert us. There is something wrong, you need to take care of it. But first you need to process that energy of that emotion so you can see clearly. And that's what the video before this one was all about, is how to do that. So validate your feelings, process your emotions, and get clear so you can get back to feeling good. Okay, so this is the end of class 2. We're going to start into class 3 the next video, okay? I hope this is helping you. It has helped me tremendously, and it has helped a lot of my students. Majority of my students come through and they're emotionally distraught with all kinds of things that are happening in their life, and this has helped them tremendously. So I hope it helps you as well. And again, if you want that chart, send me an email, auroramagic@gmail.com. I'll put that down in the description down below. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your comments. Let me know how you're doing and if this is helping you. Do something today that brings you joy and makes you feel good. That's so, so important. Love you all, and until next time, blessed be.